You're listening to Celeb Stopover on your favorite station. My name is Ife Ajagbe. My guest today is a media personality.
I am.
So it looks like it's a girls' time out. We just decided that, let's have a professional gist. That's what it looks like right now. And guess what? Her name is Aisha Wanjiku. Aisha Wanjiku is a very interesting person. And I will just tell you why I am interested in her in the first place. I'm not even sure she knows this, but I'm probably one of the few Nigerians that watch Maisha Magic East. I mean, like, who goes there? I'm probably one of the few. And, I stumbled on Gani Kali, and I'm looking at this presenter who switches from English to, I imagine, Swahili, right?
Yes, Swahili.
Okay. So who switches from English to Swahili in, a moment's breath? Of course, when she's speaking Swahili, I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I stay tuned because I like the energy. I like the fact that she's so confident in the language. I mean, there are a number of Africans that really suck at their languages, their local languages. There are a number of Africans, and I think it's shameful. So I really think that, it's a good thing that she's able to kill it. She has the energy. And it's beautiful when somebody watches TV, like you watch maybe a German show or maybe a South African show, and you don't understand what the heck is being said, but you can enjoy it. Because you can feel the energy from the person that is talking.
Jumping around. Yeah.
Well, that's the beautiful thing for me. So that was the first attraction for me. Then, of course, I checked out, read a story, and she has a quite interesting story. Now, just to let you know, Aisha actually understands what it is to be in broadcasting, like she studied it. And somehow, in between all of this, she actually has a child. Part of her story is the fact that when she was going for auditions, or maybe whenever she was going to work, she had to take a child along because, well, there was nowhere to leave the child. So, Aisha, you're very welcome to Celeb Stopover.
Thank you. This is the second time you're hosting me. And just how you explained it, I'm just really grateful for it. The fact that you said, I normally switch from English to Swahili, but whenever I switch to Swahili, then you're still glued to my show. You don't know what I'm talking about, but you still want to watch me. I tend to think myself as an energizer bunny. I just keep on going and going and going. And the energy that I give out, for you to then tell me this, that you normally watch my Shamad If because of my energy, then that is one of the things that you pray for as a presenter, that the energy you give off, like people feel it and they give it right back. So thank you first of all for that, Ife. I really appreciate it. This is
You're welcome. So now I'm really curious about how you are able to survive the job. So survive the job being in, there's a lot of, especially when you're on TV, there's a lot of glitz and glam. And there are expectations from people that follow you, people that watch you, fans that don't understand what the job is about. They're just like, if Aisha is slaying like this, Aisha must have tons of cash in her account. She's the wealthiest person ever. They don't want to see you at the bus stop.
It's true.
Yeah. So how do you keep up with what the lifestyle requires?
I think one thing I'm grateful about is once I dress down, it's very minimal people who can recognize. Being a Muslim, so I wear the bui. I don't know what to call it in Nigeria.
Hijab? Your hijab?
No, hijab is the scarf. But
okay,
then there's the black gown as Muslim women that we wear. It's called bui.
Oh, yes.
But that is Swahili. I don't know what is it in Nigeria, what you call it.
I know what you're talking about.
You know it, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so once I dress down, I really dress down. So I can be at the bus stop, I can be at the market, unless when I speak, because my voice is very distinct. So guys are like, Aisha. They're like, you just turn around and like, you don't want to holler. That is the thing, like my voice is, like I can so many times I'm walking down the streets of Nairobi, I'm hollering at her, oh, that is, can you see that? Can you see that? What is that? So many times I'm walking down the streets of Nairobi and I'm talking to a friend and someone will just holler at me because they had my voice. So,
okay. So the voice is the only challenge, but apart from that, there's
the voice, or someone who's very keen about my piercings, then they'll be like, Aisha Wanjiku. I'm like, so you just can? Because they're not also sure. So like, you don't really confirm that it's you. Yeah. So
okay. I think I get away with the voice parts. First of all, I'm on radio, so I can get away with a lot of things. Then for the voice part, where I get away with this is people that listen to me speak English cannot believe that I can speak Yoruba, which is my local language. Yes. So when I am in public, and I'm in some particular settings, I'm very likely to just switch to the local language, and you would not believe it's still me.
It's you, yeah.
What informed it? Why did you switch? What made you move from radio to TV?
Okay, so same thing I told you earlier. Like, guys were telling me, we like your voice, you sound so good. But they say radio personalities, they hide behind the mic because you really cannot see their faces unless you go to their Instagram pages or Facebook or da. It feels like, okay, so this is just radio. But I'm cute, I'm beautiful, and y'all have to see this soul. So that is when I changed my passion from radio to TV. That's it.
Oh.
Imagine, because of the comments, I was like, okay, now you need to really see my face. That's it.
Okay, so being on TV now, are there more opportunities? What are the things that you're benefiting that you think you might not have enjoyed if you had stayed on radio?
No, not really. Not really. I don't know. As a media personality also, let me know. Because now you have celeb stopover on more than just one frequency. How do you feel about radio? Because personally, I feel TV is where I should be at. And radio, I don't know. Just let me know about the radio when it comes to your market in Nigeria. How is it?
Well, it's good, really. It depends on what you decide to do. So there's always it's just like music artists. There are artists that, just do their music and go home. And there are artists that do their music, cause trouble, make noise so that you can keep shouting about them. So it depends on what you decide to do, really. Now, Aisha, has this job had any effect on your love life at any point in time?
Okay. I never date within my industry. That is one thing.
Okay. Is that a personal rule?
I think now it has become a personal rule because I know how the industry is. I know. Okay, I'm a very talkative person. That is the thing. Okay. I'm a very bubbly, hyper, all over the place kind of person. So if I was to date someone in the industry who has similar characteristics as I do, then that is a lot for me. Again, so most of the time, or rather, the people I tend to date are people who are quiet. Someone who will be out in the public with me. Then guys are like, "How do you connect with this person?" I'm like, "But why?" They really talk. They're very talkative, but they're talkative when they are with. They're talkative when they're with me. You get. But they're not talkative when they're with other people because they have to contain the energy, to learn the energy. Unlike me, who's like, a social bunny.
Okay, so how do you deal with fans that make demands of you? I'll give you an example. Demands that make demands of you. So I'll give you an example. Remember that question I asked at first? I was talking about how there's an impression of the fact that you have a lot of money.
Yes.
Yes. So there are people that would come to your DM and specifically ask you cash for money. I don't know if in your profile there's philanthropists.
I'm
not sure. So how do you deal with that? How do you, either maybe give them or let them down easy? Which one do you go for, and how do you deal with it?
I mostly go for inspiring them and giving them like a motivational talk, because at the end of the day, one thing for sure, you cannot do in as much as you can have the biggest heart on earth. Yeah, you can be the most kindest person on earth. You cannot serve each and every person. You can't. Yeah. There's someone who come at you that particular day, and probably that is the day that you wanted to type, and it's the right time, so you can send them something. Yeah. And there's someone who come at you at the time when you're like lowest when it comes to finances, and they're like, Lord, the only thing that I can offer is prayers. Then again, because you're a media personality, you don't want to entertain those kind of DMs, because we know people who have, it can be, let's say, helped you. Probably you came into my DM last night, I helped you. Probably that was the time that I was doing my type thing. And you come to me the following day, and probably it's a parody account, because I helped you the previous day. You get. So you really need to weigh, you really need to have the spirit of discernment. That is what I say. And there are some people who just text you and DM you, and you just feel that this is a very genuine text. You do. You actually do. If you have the spirit of discernment, you feel it. And I help so many people, but under the radar, I don't like to advertise about it. Because I feel people who help other people who are less fortunate than they are, and they post about it, they talk about it, they screenshot messages that they send. It's just a side-eye thing, yeah? It's very questionable, like, just give without broadcasting like that, and if it comes from the heart, it's only the Lord who knows what is done, and there are people who you cannot talk. It's also okay. It's okay. You cannot serve everyone. You can't.
You can't.
That's
True
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And there's always there's a pedestal. Like you always assume that this particular person, because they seem to be better than you, so they should have more than you. They should be able to afford to give. If the whole world were to queue in front of a TV station and they said Aisha should be the one giving money, Aisha should be able to give money to everyone.
Sure. Yes.
Like Aisha, you're interviewing Tiwa Savage, you're interviewing different artists, superstars. You should be able to have a connection to give all of this.
Exactly. Even Jesus did not serve the entire world. Sorry. Even Jesus did not serve everyone. You get.
All right. So do you have like a management, a manager that handles deals for you? How do you get jobs done? So how do you deal with companies that want you as an ambassador for their brands?
Okay. So I'm grateful for the fact that when I got into the media industry, that is 2015, I was 25 years old. So I'm grateful the kind of first job that I had were in regards to social media management. And clients used to approach me directly. So that is an advantage to me, because you get to negotiate the kind of money that you want. And before now, like let's say 2018, that is when Kenya started working with a lot of agencies, so as to say. And since I started it out in like 2015 and 16, the clients already know you, so the clients just push your name towards the agency. So I'm grateful for that. So I'm used to handling my own deals, and through my experiences, and I know, okay, it's this kind of job, so I need this kind of money, so I know how a red card looks like, and how a red card should be. Then it became easier on me to be able to even now be a manager to my son.
Okay, so Aisha, let's talk about
Yeah.
things that you've experienced in the industry that you didn't find quite pleasant. What were the points in your career that you thought could have been better, or you thought it wasn't just good enough?
Uh, hmm. In our industry, is this how they value the male colleagues more than the one? And I've never experienced it, however, but I know people who have experienced it, and they're like, I have a male boss who says I have to get on TV, then I have to, like do ABCD for him, and that is a lot I'm sure it happens also in the Niger media industry,
Well, I hear about such things, but I've not experienced such directly.
Personally too, and I'm so grateful. I'm honestly very grateful for that. But it's things that we hear a lot about, and it's not just as presenters, but the media industry is diverse. So when it comes to advertising and agencies, and it's probably a casting director, it's not even the main boss or the client who chooses the word is final, and it's really unfortunate. That's what we hear about what women say, and at the end of the day, I believe we do a lot more as women when it comes to this particular industry. We're the ones who attack. I mean, the male fans were the ones who, we slay and we are on screen and looking all data. So it's unfortunate to hear this kind of stories. I'm grateful. I'm honestly very grateful that I didn't experience any of this. But the fact that other females in the industry feel like this, then it's something that we need to be vocal about.
Okay. So how about your relationship with guests that you're supposed to host? So I don't know if it happens there in Kenya, but let me know. Where you probably invite an artist for a show, or no, for an interview, and the person says you confirmed already with the manager and it's fine, and then the person just does not show up at the last minute, or
it happens. It happens. You call. It's so bad. Like I keep on telling artists, it's very unprofessional. By the time you're coming for this interview, don't think you're coming to please me. Don't think you're coming to give me ratings on my show. It's actually you coming to promote yourself, to market yourself. It's my platform, yes. But you are coming to tap into my fans who tune into my show. So it's you who is promoting your music on my platform. When it comes to artists, they don't understand that by the time you're calling them for an interview, they're tapping into your platform and they're reaching a wider audience. And as much as they have their songs and social media platforms, however, it's just like you, Ife. You have a different audience, I have a different audience, but we get to tap into each other's platform. Yeah.
Well, I also think that they don't understand that to stay at the top, you need constant publicity, no matter how big you think you are. I mean, that's why you see a situation where a Jay-Z and a Beyonce will pull a stunt like doing a photo shoot where they are practically nude. They want people to keep talking about them.
Yeah.
You need to be so you need to be in constant conversation.
Yeah.
And this is the easiest way for you to do that. So even if you're a Beyonce with 9 nominations at the Grammys, you still need publicity.
She has the top leads in the Grammys. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you still need publicity, no matter how big it is you think you are. And usually what gets to happen to people like this when they develop such attitude is they dip. So they go down and then people get quiet about them. There's a level of media blackout for them because they do this to a number of people, you understand? And later they start trying to reach you, and then you'll be wondering, oh, you still have my number?
Yeah, they're like, yo.
Thank you so much. It was nice having you on the show. This conversation was interesting because actually the design of the show is a conversation. Is less and less of an interview per se. It's more like a conversation. But this is more interesting because, we practically are on the same side of the industry. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah. Okay, so what song would you like us to sign up with?
Okay, so there's this particular artist from, I come from Mombasa, the coastal side of Kenya. And there's this artist called Law Montana. So he comes from this slum called Kisauni. So there's a lot of young kids between the age of 13, like as young as 13, who are into drugs. And once you get into drugs, they start like the crimes and it's a story then, to be honest. So he's managed to use his voice and his rapping skills to talk about what is happening in the slum that he grew up in. Of course, right now he's moved out as an artist, but he still goes back, he's still in touch with the hood, and his hashtag is normally Acha Gun Shika Mic. So drop the gun and just use your vocals when it comes to the mic and speak about what is happening in the hood. So Acha Gun Shika Mic. I don't think I've translated it well into English, but it's something. Sorry. So, but yeah, drop the guns, drop the God. Is this Acha Gun Shika Mic? I think I'm gonna yeah.
Okay, so we'll play the song Kisauni. It's coming from Omzo Montana, and it features DJ Mura on the song. This is a remix version of the song, actually. All right, we'll play that for you, Aisha. It was great having you on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much for joining the conversation today on Celeb Stopover. We've been chatting with Aisha Wanjiku. She's a vibe and a half. And I have a feeling that if you're listening to this on radio, you're actually not listening to the full conversation. So all you need to do is go on YouTube, check the Celeb Stopover YouTube channel and watch the full video. The video editing will be courtesy Dale Greenix, is the guy that makes sure that the video makes sense on YouTube. It will look fantastic, better than what you watched on Instagram. Also, big shout out to the producer, and that's the sound guy, and that's talking about T-Dot. T-Dot is also a music producer. You can hit him up, check him out on social media at I Am Unbeaten. He's a fantastic music producer. So he's the one that would work on the sound for this show to make sure it sounds great. Big shout out also to Deji Plug. Deji Plug is the publicist for the show. Thank you very much to you for always choosing to listen to Celeb Stopover on your favorite station. My name is Ife Ajagbe.